Okay, so today the hunting's kind of slow, so I thought I'd take some time and show you how I self-film my hunts. The majority of my hunts on my channel are all self-filmed. I've had this camera for 2 years now. This is my second season with it, and I have dropped it several times, and it's held up pretty good, thankfully. Hopefully I don't drop it anymore. But anyways, it's the, oh, what is it called? Let me look here. It's the HDR CX900. It's made by Sony. It's real simple. You know, I like this camera because it's pretty balanced and it's real simple to film with. For me being self-filming, you know, I don't use the manual focus too much because there's just so much other stuff that I got to deal with while hunting. Every now and then I'll notice that it's out of focus and try to get it focused on what I need it focused on. You know, when you're in thick timber kind of like this, it can give you some issues there. But my tripod, it's the Vortex Summit SS. I like it because it's inexpensive and it's lightweight. I've taken and made some modifications to it. I'll show you here. Set my bow down. But I just took and bought some, you know, pipe insulation and got some camouflage duct tape, which it's fairly quiet, but you know, I've had problems with my release banging on that aluminum. You know, it's kind of noisy, so I don't really like that. So I put that on there, and then my release doesn't really hit it. And when it's cold out in the morning, you don't really want to grab that cold aluminum. So that's another reason I did that. Now when I'm out walking or moving, hunting, I have my bow in my left hand. I don't know if you've noticed, but I always have an arrow nocked. Even if I didn't have the camera, I would probably still have an arrow nocked, because you're in that timber moving, you know, you may not even have time to range an animal. They're that aware of their surroundings, and they will be gone in a flash. So I always have that. I just set it on my hip. Let me move out a little bit here. But I set it on my hip and I walk like that. I close one leg on my tripod. So, and let me show you the tripod, how I set it up. So on my legs on my tripod, I always run two short legs that are the same length and one that's just a little bit longer. And that longer one, which is this leg right here, and then I have my knob for my adjustment for this telescope here. I always have it right there, so I'll hold it, that on the back of my hand, and I always know where that long leg is. I'll just hold it against, you know, in my elbow and against my arm. Your arm does get tired, and then I'll have my bow in my other hand. If I see something I want to look at, or if I gotta, you know, if an animal's there for a shot, I can quickly just put that one long leg on the ground and open that tripod up, and I can go right to the camera, open it up, and I can get to filming right away, all one-handed. You know, you got to be quick, I guess, if an animal's real close, but it doesn't always work, obviously. But that's one of the hard things about self-filming. You know, I look at my terrain and I kind of set the camera. You know, if I'm going in this direction, I'll have the camera where it can see everything up and down, and then I can pan side to side. But it's really quick and easy. I just go like that and I'm moving. It's super simple. It just opens right up and I'm good to go. Now a lot of people will use like a GoPro, put a GoPro on their hat. Here, I'll show you this picture here. You can see that the GoPro is offset, because when you draw your bow, you don't want your camera right looking at your bow. You want it to look at what you're seeing. So it's offset, and then I kind of turn it at a little bit of an angle to the left, which would be my line of sight, you know, at what I'm shooting at. The bad thing about a GoPro is it's more for up close, you know, 10-15 feet. You get outside that range and it just seems like that, you know, it's hard to see what you're looking at, and it looks like it's a lot further away. Anyways, but yeah, and then if I'm in a spot where I'm just sitting, you know, I'll adjust the camera down or whatnot. I like it up all the way like this when I'm moving, because sometimes, you know, and I've had it happen to me, I've seen elk like really close, you know, maybe under 20 yards, and I've had the camera where it's down lower, and I try to get the camera on that animal, well, there's brush in the way or something. The closer it is to your line of sight, the easier it will be to get it on that animal. You know, if it's down around your waist, well, you may not be able to see that animal. So the higher it is, the better it is, but you also risk it tipping over a lot easier. So you just want to be really careful with that. Now I always have an arrow nocked and my bow in hand and this camera in my right hand. If you have it on your pack, chances are you're going to miss it, because you're not going to have time to get that pack off. You don't want to make that extra noise. So the biggest thing getting used to is having that camera in your hand ready to go at all times. Now it takes me, no time at all. I'm walking along, I can get that camera down, get my door open, get it where I need, quick, and then I can range or shoot. I'm ready to go. I just hit the record button, and sometimes you might have time to zoom, maybe not always, but it's the beauty of self-filming. It's not all perfect. When I'm in bigger open country, my arm is getting tired, I'm putting some miles on, then I'll usually have my backpack on, but I might even close it all the way up, and then with your handle here, you can just set it over your neck, and it'll rest there, kind of. I usually just hold it with one hand, but it gives me a rest. But I always leave my legs open. I'll have my bow in my hand, I'll get it off, and see it just takes quite a bit longer to get it opened up. But sometimes in that more open country, it is a little easier to get it open. So very rarely, but if I'm coming back in the dark or something, I might close the legs up and just carry it, like this. It's not too bad to carry like that, but that's really when I'm not hunting. When I'm hunting, this thing is always ready to go. I've become pretty regiment about having it ready to go. When I first started with just a GoPro on my hat, I'm like, do I really want to put on my hat and have it ready to go? But once you do it every day repetitively, you just get used to it. It's just part of your equipment. You grab your bow, you don't even think about that. So that's how I've gotten with the camera, and I've been pretty successful being able to hold the camera and get it set up and get it ready to go, and get some pretty good video. So that's how I self-film my hunts. If you get to doing it, man, I encourage you to try it. It's really made hunting a lot more fun for me. So check out all my hunting videos and my other stuff, and thanks for watching, and good luck hunting.